In the heart of St. Louis, a city with a storied past and a complex present, allegations of corruption and backroom dealings have once again taken center stage.
The Jones administration is rushing to review and vet grant winners in a push to shore up public trust after several families with political connections won big grants.
Recent investigations have brought to light troubling connections between city contracts, political figures, and questionable dealings.
Jones' take on crime comes as she faces backlash and protests from North City business owners accusing the city of shady payouts of a $30 million grant program from ARPA dollars.
Daphne Moore specializes in development, and in a new whistleblower lawsuit, she claims SLDC CEO Neil Richardson fired her after she and her team raised concerns about SLDC complying with federal regulations on how to spend ARPA funds.
These revelations paint a picture of a political landscape where connections and favors seem to outweigh merit and accountability.
The mayor's office tells Fox 2 people should trust this process.
We have to remember that this is a first-of-its-kind program, and while there are issues that we've overcome, we're going to continue to serve the people of North St. Louis and the city as a whole.
Multiple city officials, including Alderwomen Pam Boyd and Kara Spencer, are siding with Comptroller Green.
The faith in the program, at least from my end, is completely gone. Look, we're 2.5 years in. These funds were set aside specifically to help businesses get through the pandemic. The program is still knee-deep in problems.
Tonight, the federal government is investigating a local contractor who also happens to be very close with St. Louis Mayor Tashard Jones's father. Corey Elliott is a local contractor and consultant. Companies associated with her have been awarded city contracts and city grants over the years. But First Alert 4 Investigates has learned a local developer is leveling accusations that he was told to pay for access to City Hall.
We're now calling what happened during a fire at a home in O'Fallon last week suspicious.
The owner of that home is Corey Elliott.
This contractor, whose home was mysteriously set on fire, had been awarded city contracts, raising questions about the transparency and fairness of the bidding process.
She's also received city-awarded grants. One back in 2023 awarded her and a business partner nearly $840,000 for housing production to rehab 3 properties.
This is not unique to the city of St. Louis or to this administration. This is a problem with how our politics work.
These allegations, detailed in recent reports by local media outlets, echo a darker chapter in St. Louis history. One where political power was wielded not for the public good, but for personal gain. The early 1900s, when Edward Butler controlled the city behind the scenes.
Government was a problem. The impressive new city hall was riddled with corruption. The most powerful man in politics didn't even have an office here. He wasn't appointed or elected to anything. He was just the boss.
Leader of the Big Cinch, a democratic political machine dominating St. Louis government at the time. Butler, a key figure in Lincoln Steffen's seminal work, The Shame of the Cities, operated with impunity, using his influence to enrich himself and his allies at the expense of the public. Under his shadow, the city's infrastructure crumbled, and basic services were neglected, a direct parallel to the frustrations voiced by St. Louis residents today. The mayor's office has also faced criticism for its mismanagement of basic city services. Recently, a major snowstorm crippled St. Louis, and the city's failure to prepare and clear roads in a timely manner had a domino effect. Trash pickup was delayed for weeks, mail delivery was disrupted, and residents were left frustrated and disillusioned. For many, it was a stark reminder that while political deals and contracts may dominate headlines, what citizens truly want are the basic services they rely on.
Alderman Tom Oldenburg tells us he's been getting tons of calls from seniors and also people who are disabled still trapped in their homes. Even our city salt trucks are struggling to navigate the icy streets too.
Compounding these issues is the rising concern over public safety in St. Louis. The city has grappled with escalating crime rates, leaving residents feeling vulnerable and underserved. At the same time, the ongoing struggle for control of the St. Louis Police Department between the city and the state has added another layer of dysfunction. For years, the debate over who should oversee the police a local or state responsibility has created a bureaucratic tug of war that further hampers the city's ability to address its most pressing issues. This lack of clear authority and coordination has left residents caught in the crossfire, yearning for leadership that prioritizes their safety and well-being over political power plays. It wasn't until Circuit Attorney Joseph Folk took action indicting Butler and his cronies that the city began to see a glimmer of justice. However, even after Folk's efforts, Butler's indictments were overturned and the cycle of corruption continued. This serves as a cautionary tale. Accountability is fragile, and without sustained vigilance, progress can easily unravel. St. Louis stands at a crossroads, much as it did over a century ago. As the investigations unfold, one can only hope that St. Louis will heed the lessons of its past. The question remains, will those in power rise to the occasion, or will the city once again be defined by its shame? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The citizens of St. Louis deserve better. They deserve leaders who prioritize basic services over political favors.
If I don't win, my legacy will be that I was the first mayor in years to be intentional about investing in North St. Louis, be intentional about investing in North St. Louis, intentional about investing in North St. Louis.